back to Youth in Agriculture. My name is Marion Munyaunganga, and today if you've just joined us, we are talking about rabbits. Yes, we have so many breeds in this place, from the Havana to the New Zealand, California White, name it, it is here. And Mercy has been telling us this story. Mercy, welcome again.
Thank you.
Sawa, karibu sana. So, in the first part of the show, you've mentioned a lot about the breeds.
Yes.
Let's talk about now how to put them in their cages, because there's a lot of breeding that guys get wrong, because guys at times mix the generations. Take us through.
One of the things that any animal farmer would need to be careful about is something called inbreeding. And that is where relations are breeding amongst themselves.
Yeah.
For example, like a father breeding a daughter, a mother breeding a son. So you find that with that, the offspring is normally very weak and prone to diseases, and they die very fast.
Yeah.
So one of the things we need to do is to ensure that your records are very clear. For example, when we have our cages here, all of them are numbered. So we know where the mothers are, we know where the fathers are. We don't mix them up. We know the dates for breeding. We know by the time, if I have an offspring here, I know who the father is and who the mother is. And that ensures that I will not mix that generation with their father or that generation with their mother. Because that is one of the reasons why we start having low quality breeds in the market and also in our farms. And if we keep them in our farms, it ensures that, we'll always have issues like mortality issues, sicknesses, and diseases.
Now, is there a reason or a structure in which you take maybe the father 10 meters away from the daughter? Or because clearly yours are just jumping.
No, they are all caged. Each one of them has his cage. So I know the dates for breeding. I know who will breed with who. So at the end of the day, I know each one belongs to their cage. Everyone, especially the mother, all the mothers have their own homes. All the fathers have their own homes. So yes. So after breeding, I know who bred who, and I'm also able to take care of if I have any challenges, especially getting to know who has a problem. Is it the mother or the father? If maybe I bred and they did not give birth, it could be a problem with the father or the mother also. Yes.
So what I'm getting from is that all fathers stay in one cage, definitely
in their own cage.
In their own each cage, like
yes,
one
each
separate.
father has its cage, each mother has her cage.
Those are so many cages.
Yes, that's why you have this.
So many. And do they stay ground floor? Which floor do the fathers and mothers stay?
They all have their designated places, which helps me to know who stays where. Then I have a place where by the time I'm winning the kids from their mother, they have a place where they're going to. So after some time, after 3 to 4 months, then I sex them again. I separate the males from the females, because there's also a possibility at that point the brother and the sister can mate, and then I have weak offspring.
So the girls stay together.
Girls stay together,
the
boys stay together.
Can cousins stay together? Girl cousins?
Yes, they can stay together.
Yeah.
Yes. As long as they are the same gender, they can stay together. Then at that point, we are able to pick the ones which are going to be the next set of breeders. Yes. Then the others, we preserve them for meat. The
mating period,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it occurs after how many months?
So a mother, the gestation period is 28 days. So if I mate one today, after exactly 31 days, she's going to give birth.
Definitely.
After she gives birth, she stays with her kids for 2 months. 1.5 to 2 months, she's ready to be served again.
Ooh.
Yes. So in a period of 1 year, in a period of 1 year, she can give birth to 4 times.
Now let's talk about the giving birth. How, as a farmer, how should you handle that? Is it that you need cotton wool around them? What kind of caring measures do you give them?
The gestation period is 28 to 31 days. So at around 20 days, I introduce a nesting cage. A nesting cage helps the mother get used to that small environment, but she can give birth to her kids there, and then she's able to take care of them from there. That helps her to keep the kids away from other predators, and also they're kept together and they stay warm there. So at around 26 days, she'll start removing fur from her body to create a nice nest for the kids. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So they go like far less.
Yeah, they remove some fat from their bodies.
Oh, not
so
all.
that you are actually, it's the first sign that you know that she's about to be in labor.
Yeah.
So when she starts removing the fat, you know that it's about time. As you can see, that one, she just that one that was there that removed the fat, and now she gave birth just this morning.
Oh. Wow, congratulations.
Yep.
As a farmer, again, how do you ensure that the bunnies are in good health, they're okay, no one has been eaten? And why do they get eaten?
What happens is, if a mother gives birth and the mother is not taken care of,
Yeah.
her first source of food or water will be from her own kids. So many of them will give birth and they'll be okay. But if she doesn't, she looks around and there's no food, there's no water, or she feels threatened for whatever reason. For example, if a cat passes by,
Yeah.
or if a dog barks and she feels threatened, the first thing she's going to do is to eat her kids. Yeah, they eat their kids to protect them from the...
That's so mean.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Okay. Hey, okay. And then?
So one of the things that we have to do is to ensure that we do not interfere with the natural process. We just ensure that she has food and she has water all the time. And then of course we'll check once in a while to check if the kids are okay, they are all feeding. And how we know that they are all feeding is that their stomachs will be full.
Yeah.
You'll find a bloated place in their abdomen.
Kitambi, aka
Kitambi.
yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, fine. And as a farmer, how should you handle them? Well, of course, you want to touch them to check if they're alive or sleeping.
What we do is we use gloves.
Gloves.
We use gloves, and we have to touch the mother to get that smell from the mother so that we can touch the kids. Because if the mother smells the kids and feels that this is a strange smell, she's going to reject them. And how she rejects them is by refusing to feed them or to eat them, to attack them like they are predators. So that's how we ensure that we do not introduce strange smells to their house.
Meaning even a farmer should not be maybe a fan of perfumes. Well, no, I'm just assuming.
You smelled didn't have any perfume, yeah?
No,
Because it's actually very true.
Yeah.
When you come in and you introduce a strange smell, they get very anxious.
Okay.
So how we ensure that we don't bring strange smells is like, if you want to, we can actually, sometimes we even use the onion smell. We touch the mother, then we touch the kids with that. Because the skin normally doesn't have fur the first week or so. They don't have fur. So the smell really touches them. So that's how we ensure that they do not feel a strange smell.
Wow, now let's touch a little bit on the feeds. What do you feed them with?
They're normally fed on vegetables,
Yeah.
the dry vegetables and water. And we also, because we do commercial rabbit farming, we normally also give them pellets. Yeah.
Now, the grass that I've seen you give them is dry.
Dry here.
Doesn't choke them or?
No, it actually helps them to digest the food. Yeah.
How about the cabbage and the carrots that other farmers give rabbits? Is that okay?
That is okay, but it also depends on what is the purpose and how many there are. Are we able to sustain carrots in
No.
a stock of around 400? No. Every day? No.
No.
So what we do, we are not able to sustain that. So what we normally do is we give them dry hay. We give them hay and pellets. And that is enough nutrition for them to be able to add weight and also to digest the food.
Challenge number one is diseases, as you had mentioned.
Yes.
What are the most common diseases that affect the rabbits?
One of the most common diseases that affect rabbits is bloating.
Wow.
And bloating comes when you overfeed them and also when you give them food that has too much moisture content, like carrots and cabbages and those kind of things. They have to dry. If you give them that, they have only one stomach, so they eat that and they start bloating. You'll just see their stomach getting distended, and if they're unable to remove the gas from their body, they die. So what do we do when we have that issue of bloating? There is something we normally give them liquid paraffin to help with the digestion. Yes, you'll find it in any livestock keeper.
Yeah.
It helps with the digestion. Yes.
Okay, now to the money part of it, my favorite part on this show. How much capital can someone start with, and how much return can they get after how long?
That's a very good question. And because at the end of the day, we are looking for money. So we start with wherever you are at, and that means with the housing. The housing, I think, is the most expensive part of it, and also getting good breeds. As long as you have good breeds, you are assured of good returns. So that would be a relative term to talk about, but we can talk from, let's say, from 20,000, you'd be able to have a good house and some good breeders. So after 4 to 5 months, you will have kids, right? After getting good kids, then they start growing and multiplying. And then every other time, we have to exchange our bucks with other farmers or buy new bucks into the farm. Bucks are the male rabbits, and that is because as they grow, they keep multiplying, and we have to exchange the bucks so that we have a new breed in the farm. So where do we get the market from? We sell the rabbit meats. There is a very high demand for rabbit meats. You have to be consistent. You have to be, to sell the high quality meats, because again, if you have the low breeds, it means that by the time they add weight, it will have taken a long time.
How about the urine? You've missed the urine.
So the urine has a very high demand, and we use the urine for the farm, and it works as a foliar, like food for the farm, and also as a fertilizer, and also as a pesticide. As a pesticide, we normally mix it with water and spray on the plants, and this helps to ward off pests such as armyworms, aphids, and such other pests in the farm.
Amazing. Now, how much do you sell that rabbit urine for per liter?
Per liter, we sell rabbit urine at 100 shillings. We sell rabbit meat at 800 shillings. And
per kg or per rabbit?
Per kg.
Or
per
800
kg.
per kg.
So what happens is that when you have a rabbit, when you have a rabbit that is 2 kilograms, when you dress it, that is when you slaughter and remove the skin and the head and the hooves and the innards, it comes to 1 kilogram. So 1 kilogram goes for 800 shillings. Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Now, what about the fur?
The fur is we also sell it for people use it for mats, for small items like purses, shoes, and such other things.
Where can people get you?
You can get me in Utawala. We are available on Shamba Connect, on Facebook Shamba Connect, on Instagram Shamba_Connect. Yes.
Now look at this camera and give one young farmer, potential rabbit farmer, an advice. Senye hata sahau.
I would like to tell all young people aspiring to keep rabbits that it's a good venture to get into, because beyond getting the meat that you can be able to sell, you are able to get urine that has a lot of demand. You have also manure that has a lot of demand. So you're able to utilize almost everything out of the rabbits. We also sell the skin, and so there's almost 100% return on everything that you put in.
Thank you so much. Well said, well put. I hope you've learned a lot. Min mesoma story mob sana, and one thing I've taken home is you put the father in their own cage, their mother in her own cage. There's nothing like mixing the cages with their parents, no, because we do not want inbreeding. We do not want low quality breeds, as Massimo Nene, who has been our farmer today, has told us. Thank you so much for keeping us company tonight on the show Youth in Agriculture. Remember, if you want us to come to your farm, please DM us at K10home_at Marion_the agri producer. Till next time, bye.